Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back. So today we're taking a look at another gimbal. This is the Feiyu G5, and it's compatible with pretty much every single GoPro out there besides the session cameras. Now today I'm going to be doing this review with the GoPro Hero 4 Black as well as the GoPro Hero 5. And just to let you guys know, this gimbal is compatible with other action cameras, but unfortunately I don't have any other action cameras, so we're just gonna be sticking with the GoPros today. Now in the case, in the box, you're gonna get a case, and you can travel with the gimbal in that case pretty easily. You get a few extra screws, and you're going to get a counterweight, which you'll probably want to use when you're using the GoPro Hero 5 with this gimbal. Now this gimbal is splash proof, not waterproof, so you don't want to go dunking this thing underwater. But yeah, that's a quick little overview of the gimbal. Let's get right into this review. All right, so I just want to show you guys all the different pieces and parts of this gimbal. So this is the battery. It's rated at 3,000 milliamps, and it kind of just sits right in here on the bottom piece. And now this bottom piece just screws right into the gimbal itself here. And let me just give you a little tour of the gimbal. So here on the side you have like a little rubber latch that you would pull back, and obviously you can charge up the gimbal that way, and you want to make sure that's sealed in, especially if you're going to be getting this thing wet. Now on the front here you got a few different buttons. So this is actually a joystick here where you can go up, down, left, right. This is a mode button, and this is a selfie button. So let me just show you how to get the GoPro attached. I'm going to put the GoPro Hero 4 Black in here. You kind of want to unloosen these screws to widen the harness, and then slide the GoPro right in like this. And then all you do is tighten up those screws. So this harness is what allows it to be compatible with a bunch of different action cameras, not only the GoPro. Now if you want to power on the gimbal, we're just going to hold this down for a second, and then the gimbal should power on. And by default it starts up in pan mode, meaning that the GoPro it'll always keep the horizon straight. So if I go left and right, the horizon will always stay straight. If I point it up or point it down, the GoPro will point forward. Now if I go here and push this button twice, the GoPro will go into follow mode. So that means like wherever I aim the GoPro, it'll kind of follow down. So if I want to get a shot of, say, my feet, if I'm walking, I could point it down and the GoPro will actually point in the down direction. If I want to film something up high, it'll slowly keep the panning shot, slowly go up, and keep that very stable that way, as well as left, right, or even diagonal. Now if I hit this button one time, the GoPro will lock its position. It's no longer going to move. No matter what you do, it'll stay locked in that one position. And if I hit it once again, it'll go back into pan mode. And like I was showing you earlier, this is the joystick. So if I go left, it'll go left. And the cool thing is that you can actually do a full 360 if you wanted to, as well as go up and down a full 360. It's kind of crazy. Pretty sweet. Now I was showing you this one button here. Now if I hold that button down, so say I'm filming something really interesting there, and then I kind of want to just get a selfie of myself. If I hold that button down for like a second, it'll actually spin around and go into selfie mode, and then when I let go, it'll go right back around. So that's pretty cool too. Now to power off the gimbal, all you would do is just hold this down for a few seconds, and you'll notice that it blinks red. But then you'll also notice that it's still sort of blinking blue. It's like in this low power mode. So it has like a faster boot up time. So now all I do is if I just want to hit that button once, it'll turn on really quick, and then you can grab your shots. But then if you really want to power it off, I'm going to hold this button down again. Notice it's blinking red, still blinking blue. I'm going to hold it down again, and now it's actually powered off. So you'll be saving battery that way. Alright, so I just want to show you guys one last thing before we move on to the Hero 5, and it has to do with the settings button on the Hero 4. So because the GoPro Hero 4 is sitting all the way against the motor when it's in the gimbal, you don't have access to the mode button on the side of the GoPro. So basically you lose access to the Wi-Fi button as well as the settings. So you can't switch the resolution, you can't switch the frame rates, and all that good stuff, like enabling Pro Tune. All right, so I want to get the Hero 5 connected. It's basically the same exact way as we did with the Hero 4, and it slides in just like that, but you might have to open it up a little bit more because the Hero 5 is just a little bit fatter than the Hero 4. So now with the Hero 5, you kind of have that same issue. On the side of the Hero 5, you have that power button. So that's going to be sitting against the gimbal. And you're basically not going to be able to turn on the GoPro when you have it in this gimbal. So you want to turn it on before you put it into the gimbal. Now, one thing that you can do is enable the quick capture feature. So if you have that enabled, you can just hit the record button and then the GoPro will start recording, and then when you stop it, it'll just turn itself off. So like I was mentioning earlier, the GoPro Hero 5 has a different balance compared to the Hero 4. So you could see that, you know, it's kind of just on an angle here and it's falling over. So we want that to be a little bit more balanced. So the Feiyu includes a counterweight that you can use to attach to the side of the gimbal. So we're just going to unscrew this here and then place the counterweight right in here and then lock it in. And then you'll notice that the GoPro Hero 5 is a lot much more balanced here. So I'm going to power it on real quick so we get an idea of what it looks like. Looks good, looks good. So basically that's all I wanted to cover, is just a quick little how to get it set up. Quick little overview of all the different pieces and parts. So I think it's time to just go outside and do some tests. And what we're going to be doing is seeing how smooth the gimbal does with both the Hero 4 and the Hero 5, as well as seeing how good the audio quality is between these two GoPro cameras. And yeah, that's it. So let's get right into it. All right, so just going to start off with some simple walking. Kind of get an idea if you were to use this for, like, say, vlogging or just getting some simple shots. Medium walking pace, nothing too crazy. Let's spin it back around, dip it down. We had a little jump there with the gimbal, spin it around a little bit too quick. But yeah, we're testing it all out today. Let's go up high, straight down. All right, let's pick up the pace. Pretty much running like medium speed here, not too fast. All right, let's switch it up to follow mode. Going down. Nice, easy little walking pace. Go back up to the right. That was a little weird. All right, let's do a little running. I'm interested to see if you pan up too quick, if the gimbal ends up in the shot. It looks like it would be from what I can see. Shooting in 1080p, 30 frames a second, Pro Tune enabled, and I have wind only mode on the GoPro Hero 5. Let's go. And I might be switching back and forth to the Hero 5 session on my head for the audio, just in case it doesn't sound good. All right, let's go to follow mode. And I don't know if you guys realize, but I have the counterweight attached also because I'm using the GoPro Hero 5. Whew. Guy cutting the grass has been like staring at me, man. Probably thinks I'm so weird just running around with all these GoPros attached to my body. All right, so from those two tests with the Hero 4 and Hero 5, I have to say that the gimbal did a pretty good job at balancing out the shots. Now, there were some points where the shot was actually not balanced that well. You kind of see a little bit of rocking on certain parts. And as well as when you kind of do like a fast shift with your hand, the gimbal does get thrown off a little bit and the camera shakes a bit, and then it finally gets to stabilize a few, you know, right after that happens. But other than that, I mean, I think it does a pretty good job at balancing out the shots. But we're gonna do some more tests. I wanna see what this gimbal can do when the GoPros are set to linear mode. Okay, so I got the GoPro Hero 4 in linear mode. So like I was saying before, you're gonna notice there's no barrel distortion on the sides and the shot is cropped in a little bit. So basically gonna be doing a little running, see how well the shot is with this gimbal. So let's get it. right between the dumpster and the garbage. Oh, that smelled great. Bad idea. Get down low. Okay, doing the same exact test here. We got the GoPro Hero 5 in linear mode. So gonna do some walking and then pick up the pace, do a little running. But you can kind of see that, you know, the shot is not that wide. It is still wide, but get rid of that barrel distortion over on the sides. So let's run. Again, through the garbage can and the dumpster. It smells like crap. Going around here, going into follow mode. Right back down. Back up. All right, that's it. All right, what I want to do next is what I call the quiet test. So what that means is I'm going to be in a really quiet room, no noises at all, and we're going to see if the GoPro is going to pick up any of the motor noises from the gimbal. Now, something a little different we're going to do with the Hero 5. The Hero 5 has 3 audio settings. You can leave it at full auto, you could switch it to wind-only mode, and then you could also switch it to stereo mode. So we're gonna test all those 3 out on the GoPro Hero 5, so let's get started. I'm gonna use the joystick, go all the way around. Joystick. Using the joystick now. Hey. Just panning around. Joystick now. All right, so first of all, the GoPro Hero 4 did a great job. Didn't really hear any motor noises at all, even when we used the joystick. Now, oh my God, it's horrible with the GoPro Hero 5. It sounds so bad. Pretty much unusable. If you put it in wind-only mode though, you're gonna have the best results if you need to capture audio in a quiet situation, so stick to wind-only mode when you're using the GoPro Hero 5. All right, so next thing I want to test with this gimbal is an external mic. This is the Saramonic G mic, so let's go. So far it looks like it's doing good. So earlier it was really windy, so the GoPro bare bone would pick up a lot of wind noise. But if you use an external mic like this, it has a nice little windscreen around the mic, so it should block out wind. So it looks like this gimbal is compatible and with this microphone, so it's pretty cool. Let's run around a little bit so we could maybe pick up some wind. Get low. Run around to the garbage cans again. All right. So, what does that sound like? It should be good, hopefully. Now, the last thing that I want to test is to see if video stabilization built into the GoPro Hero 5 is going to smooth out these gimbal shots a little bit more. So, I'm going to do 2 tests. I'm going to do a test with the gimbal without video stabilization, then I'm going to enable it and see if there's a difference between the two. All right, this is simple walking. Not really doing anything crazy. See what this dumpster's all about. Okay. Doing some running. Running again. All Alright, so real quick, I just want to show you guys that the gimbal is compatible with your smartphone over Bluetooth using the Feiyu app. So you kind of have like a little dial here, kind of like the joystick on the gimbal, and you can go left, right, up, down, all that good stuff. You can also do firmware updates from the app, and I would totally recommend for you to do a firmware update from the app rather than going through the computer. I feel like it was a lot more intuitive doing it through the app than it was through the computer. You can also go into the gimbal settings and adjust the motor strengths and all that. You can put it into standby mode, and then if you want to wake it back up, all you do is hit the power button on the gimbal once and it'll wake up. But yeah, just want to show you guys that real quick, that you can kind of set the gimbal up somewhere, and you could be a few feet away and kind of get some panning shots. Alright guys, so that is going to bring this review to an end. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, please drop a like. It helps me so much, you might not even realize it. And if you're interested in getting this gimbal, I'll have links down in the description, and if you buy through that link, it is an affiliate link, and I'll get a small little commission, which helps support my YouTube channel, and I appreciate everybody that does that. Thank you so much. And just to round up what we talked about today real quick, the gimbal is a pretty decent gimbal. I'm not going to say it's the top of the line gimbal that is going to solve every single, shot that you want to capture. It does a good job at balancing out your shots, but there are times where it gets a little shaky, a little jumpy, so you can't really expect it to perform 100% every single time. It all comes down to how you shoot it. You kind of have to be really nimble with it and be very careful. You can't just shake the thing around and expect to get a really smooth shot out of it. You kind of got to be really, stable with it yourself. And we saw if we enable the video stabilization on the GoPro Hero 5, the shot actually looked really great. But we kind of want that look to happen without enabling video stabilization. When it comes to audio, GoPro Hero 5, the audio is terrible, very bad, but if you have to use it, use the wind-only mode on the GoPro Hero 5. GoPro Hero 4 doesn't really have that much of an issue. The sound is always great, never have an issue with that. So that's pretty much rounds up this whole video. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit a like button, especially if it helps you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.